Okay, so today we are going to go over 1 and 2 point perspective. Let's start off with 1 point. And I'm going to start by drawing my horizon line. I'll just put it the center of the paper and just go straight across. Make sure it's straight. Now we have our horizon line. Okay, so then I'm going to add a vanishing point. And for this example, I'm just going to put it right in the center, label it VP. I'm only labeling right now for the video. Please do not label your actual drawing. So for the examples, I'm just going to show you some cubes, and I'm going to draw a cube on the horizon line, one above it, and one below it. Whenever you see the object on the horizon line, you're just going to see the side of it. Whenever you see an object above the horizon line, you're going to see under it. And then whenever you see an object below the horizon line, you're going to see the top of it. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with the one on the horizon line. I'm just going to measure out a square, and with 1 point perspective, you're always going to see the front face of the object. Okay, so now ignore these smudges. We have our square, and we are going to connect. For this example, I'm not going to show through the cube. We're just going to see it like from the outside. So we just need to find the side of the cube. So we'll do that by connecting these outer 2 points, or the corners that are closest to the vanishing point. So use our ruler, and you want to go through the vanishing point and leave enough room so that you can touch the corner. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we have our side, but we need to cut it off. So I'm just going to decide how wide I want that, make a little point for myself, and then just do a straight line down and make sure that that is straight as possible. All right, so now, since we're not going to see through the cube, I'm just going to erase the unnecessary lines. And I'm going to erase the lines that go past where we cut off this cube because we no longer need them. And now we have the side of the cube and the front face. Okay, so now let's draw one above the horizon line. I'll measure out my cube again. I'm just gonna go straight up, or I'll measure out my square again. Okay, so now I'm going to connect these bottom points that are closest to the vanishing point back so that we can see the bottom of this cube. And remember, you want it to be going through the vanishing point and just touching that edge. All right, then I'll make a mark for where I want to cut it off. And just do our line across. I'm just gonna leave these markers right here and just shade this in so that we can see the bottom of the cube and the front face. All right, so now let's do a cube below the horizon line. We'll measure this out, do it a little bit bigger this time. All right, so we got our square, and this time I am not gonna do the solid box like we did before. I'm actually going to draw it where you can see through it. So I'll start with the corners that are closest to the vanishing point and connect those back. Now you wanna stay pretty light in these areas that you'll need to erase. So just keep that in mind. Okay, and now since this is not directly under the vanishing point, it's to the side a little bit, we're gonna see the side of this, but I'm also gonna connect this other area so that we can see through it this time. So first, and it may get a little tight and look a little weird at first, but as long as you are connecting that point to your vanishing point, you know it's right. So now we have this side, but I want to see through it, so I'm also going to connect this corner through the vanishing point. Okay, now we'll decide where we want to cut it off, and I'm just looking at this top plane, and then after we establish that top plane, then we can look at the sides. So let's say we want it to go that far back. So let's worry about our horizontal line for now, and then we can look at the sides. Okay, so now we have our top part of our cube, so now we need to find the side. And so instead of worrying about these diagonal lines that we've already established, we are just looking at our horizontal lines and our vertical lines and where those connect at a 90-degree angle. So from this point right here that we've just made, we're gonna go straight down so that we can find the other side. And you can kind of use your horizon line to make sure that your ruler is completely straight. I'm just going far enough to where I'm hitting both of those sides to make sure that we've got that. So now I need to find where the bottom cuts off. So I am gonna go from this little mark right here, and you can make a point for yourself if you want to help you out. And I'm gonna go straight across with my ruler so that we can find the bottom plane. Okay, so now we've got the bottom part, the top, the right side. We just have to find that left side. So we'll go from the top point to the bottom point. And now we have a full see-through cube here. There we go. Okay, so that is 1 point. Now let's look at 2 point. Whoop. Okay. Start with our horizon line. Straight across. Now I am going to add my vanishing points, and you might have guessed that 2 point has 2 vanishing points instead of 1. So I'm gonna put one over here out to the side, VP1, and then on the other side, I'll put another one way out to the side, VP2. And so I'm putting them out pretty wide so that we have plenty of room to work and you don't have any distortion. So whenever we start, unlike in 1 point perspective where we started with the square or the front face of the object, this time we're gonna start with just a line where it's like we're looking at the corner of the object. And then we'll connect the top and the bottom to both 1 point and the second point over here. Okay, so let's connect this back. On the other side. All right, so now we have this really weird, like elongated diamond kind of shape. So I'm just gonna make a mark for myself. I'm doing a cube again. How wide I want it to be on either side. And then you just go straight down. And now I have a cube. And so that we can see the other parts more clearly, I'm gonna erase any lines that I don't need. So you'll see that, oh, I need that one. Silly. Okay, you'll see that anything on the horizon line, we're just seeing the sides. And then anything that is above the horizon line, we're seeing the bottom part of it. And then anything that is below the horizon line, we're gonna see the top of it. So same thing as before in 1 point perspective, except this time we are seeing the corner instead of it front facing. So this is good for like drawing buildings, if you're at like a crossroads or anything just turned at an angle. So now we can see the left side and the right side. All right, so now let's do one over or above the horizon line. So just measure out the corner, how tall I want it to be, and then connect the top and bottom to both the first point and the second point. Vanishing points, that is. Double check that your roller is going through the vanishing point every time you move it. Measure twice. Okay, so now we have the two sides. So I'll decide how wide I want that to be. Vertical lines. Okay, so now we have our left side and our right side. The only thing we're missing is the bottom area. So in order to get that, we will connect this corner right here to its opposite vanishing point. So connect the right corner to the left vanishing point, and then we'll connect the left corner to the right vanishing point. Opposite points. So let's go ahead and do that. And I didn't go all the way with it because I know that if I have my roller set up right, then I don't need that extra line that I'm gonna end up erasing anyway. So now I have the bottom of the cube. There we go. Okay, last but not least, let's draw a cube under the horizon line. Start off with our corner, connect the top and bottom. Whoops. Okay, connect the top and bottom to both vanishing points. Okay, then we'll decide how wide we want it to be. I'm just gonna do a skinny one so that we can really fit it in here. Okay, vertical line on the right side, vertical line on the left. So we have the left side and the right side. But we're missing the top, so we are going to connect this corner, the right corner to the left point, and the left corner to the right point. Always connect it to the opposite points. So go ahead and do that. This one's way over here, but my ruler can reach, so it's okay. And I'm not even gonna connect the line all the way back because I know I can tell that it's lined up and it's gonna work out. And now we have the top of that box. All right, so here are 3 cubes in 2-point perspective, where we're seeing the corners under this box, the 2 sides of the one on the horizon line, and the top of the one below it. So I'm gonna end here and I'll pick up with 3-point perspective in the next video.